Welcome to a slice of Raw, ladies and gentlemen. If you have not seen my previous video, what it is, this is only about one aspect of Raw. I don't do Raw reviews anymore. I've let it go. It was too long for me and it was getting frustrating. So I'm only focusing on one thing of Raw. Whether it's a small little thing, a big little thing in between it, whether it's good, bad, or ugly, makes no difference. That's what a slice of Raw is. It is a basic tidbit of just one aspect of it. And this is about Brock getting RKO'd by Randy Orton. I'm going to say this, and I'm not trying to add in Seth Rollins and Finn Balor, but the positioning of what happened between Paulie, Brock, and Randy, as much as we needed it, to be honest, it shouldn't have been at the end of the show. It should have been Finn Balor and Seth Rollins. But the WWE is not focusing on their new title. If they were, they would have had Finn and Seth at the very end and let them brawl with each other. I'm just saying that because of how the positioning of this segment was. As much as it was a good segment, as much as the crowd went crazy for it, as much as I did enjoy it, it wasn't in the right spot in the show. It should have been near the end or the middle of the show. That's where it belongs. These two guys are not supposed to be the main draw of SummerSlam. I'm sorry. It's supposed to be the new WWE Universal title. Oh my gosh. Who was the one that came up with the Universal title? This was dumb. I'm not saying getting the WWE World title back and then going to the WWE title or WWE Championship was the wisest thing to do. But it would make better sense than a Universal title. It's just how I feel about it. But how did I feel about that entire segment? Suplex City was good. The talking for Paulie's always been good. Pissing off the crowd saying, hey, my client Brock Lesnar won against The Undertaker in WrestleMania 30. Oh, you're still angry about that? Get over it! It still works because people are still butthurt about what happened with Brock and what happened with The Undertaker. That's just how it is. But it was at least effective enough so it distracted everybody. So when Randy came in, did his RKO, ran out, went up to the crowd, people loved it. I liked it. Brock was like, nice, nice. I'm going to take your fucking head off at SummerSlam. So it did what it needed to do. But does this mean it was supposed to be at the end of the show? Yes and no. I personally don't believe it needs to be at the end of the show. It should have been where Finn and Seth Rollins was. But yes, it had to be at the end of the show because you got Finn and Seth Rollins. As much as I feel like Finn is a good performer, as much as I feel like Seth Rollins is a good performer, they're just not a strong draw. Because the WWE has not made them a strong draw. Let's be honest. This new situation they made where Raw and SmackDown are both live, where SmackDown really doesn't have a very strong roster, where Raw still has a decent roster, but then the writing hasn't really changed at all, even though it has improved in its content, does not mean the writing has improved. So seeing that they went with Brock and Randy at the end of the show was not surprising, but it does not mean it should be the main draw of the show. You're pulling out a new title. If Brock and Randy were going after that title, it would make perfect sense. And I would go for that. But I just don't see it there because they're not going after it. They're just going after each other. Now, I don't know what's going to happen this SmackDown. I will be doing a view of that. So if I had to take a guess, it's going to be Randy getting his ass F5'd on SmackDown. Or at least see Brock on SmackDown. Even if he doesn't F5 him, he just brawls with him, we will see Brock. If we don't, I'll be quite surprised. And actually happily surprised because they always do this stupid 50-50 booking. No matter where you go. If one guy gets his ass kicked, then he turns around and kicks the other guy's ass either the next day or the next week. Which I find to be a little stupid, to be honest. I find it stupid. But this is how I really believe it's going to happen. But you guys tell me, how did you feel about Brock getting his ass handed to him? How did you feel about Randy going up into the crowd and going like, And the crowd really loved it. I enjoyed the Georgia crowd. It was really good for the show, but it was better for Randy and Brock. It made the best sense for the show. But it wasn't the best position of the show. It shouldn't be the emphasis. We should be focusing on the title, but we're focusing on this. And I know a lot of people would say, dude, this is more important. Really? You announce a new title? We don't even know generally what it's going to look like. I mean, I know they probably put something on Twitter, but who knows if it's going to stay that way. And if it does, don't you think it's more important than just these two guys? I hope you enjoy this. I hope you enjoy a slice of Raw. Give me a comment below. Let's get something going here and watch my SmackDown review. Have a good day and have a good night. Hey.